Hello! Today my story is about three friends. The first one's name was Mikey, the second one was Shaky, and the third one was Benny. These three friends were captured and taken as slaves to a country away from Israel. They were Israelites, but they had been taken to another country. And while they were there, they learned the language of that country, and they learned all the stuff that happens when you move. And one day, because they were quite clever, they became advisors to the king. Everything that they did correct. There was no cheating, there was no lying, there was no stealing, there was nothing like that. They were good boys. But one day what happened was they got into trouble. Well, they did get into trouble because they did something wrong. They got into trouble because where they were living, the people there were jealous of and thought that the only way that they could get them into trouble was to get them set up. And so they went to their king and they said to their king, "Look, king, why don't we make these rules instead of these rules, and then if anybody breaks these rules, it'll be really easy for us to find out and we can lock them up." And so the king made a rule. Everybody had to do a particular thing. But these three guys, because they didn't like the rule, because the rule was that they had to worship idols, they didn't like it. They continued to worship their God, and they got into trouble again. And so punishment for them not worshipping the idols was to get thrown into the fire. Now, boys and girls, don't try this at home. Mums and dads, you do make mistakes, I know that, but you will get burned if you play with fire. They got thrown into the fire and everybody waited. You would have thought that they would be screaming, "Yeah, let me out, oh please, I won't do it again, let me out, oh it's hot, oh I'm burning." But nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. And the king looked and the king said, "Hey guys, how many did we throw in?" And they said 3. There was Mickey, there was Shaky, and there was Benny. And the king said, Come here, just have a look. Have a look. There's 4 people in there. 4 people. I thought we only threw 3 in, but there's 4. Anyway, the king said to them, "Come out." So they came out. And I suppose they were all singing and they were happy. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. Well, I don't know whether they were singing that, but I would have been excited to have done that myself. Well, when they came out, the king and everybody examined them. And do you know, even their clothes did not smell of smoke. The fire didn't touch them at all. And you know what I'm going to say? God protected them from the fire. And the next thing you know, what I'm going to say is, yes, the king said, "Bring those lot in, make the fire hotter," and they were thrown in. They were thrown into the fire. And even before they got right into the fire, I'm going to say a funny word, they were barbecued. Well, I'm saying funny because nobody ate them to find out if they were barbecued, but they were burned. So you see, boys and girls, mums and dads, proof again that with God all things are possible.